You had a hard conversation, or you got news you weren't expecting, or you felt overlooked in a room you'd been trying to belong to. And at some point after that, maybe an hour later, maybe that same night, you bought something. You probably don't fully remember deciding to. It just happened. That's not shopping. That's regulating. Your nervous system was in an elevated state. Stress, anger, grief, loneliness. That particular flavor of boredom, that's really anxiety in disguise. And it needed relief. The purchase was the tool. The product was almost irrelevant. The Wealth Leak Audit has a full section on emotional volatility, specific questions that identify which emotional states are most likely to trigger your spending. It's free at gumroad.com/l/leak-audit. Back to the mechanism. Here's what's happening at the neurological level. When you're in an acute emotional state, the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for weighing decisions, is effectively running at reduced capacity. The emotional centers are louder, and your brain, very efficiently, reaches for whatever has worked before to quiet them. If spending has ever produced even temporary relief, that pathway gets reinforced. Every time you use it, it gets stronger. The temporary relief is real. That's important to understand. You're not imagining it. The purchase does produce a brief regulation effect. Dopamine, a sense of control, a small reward signal in an otherwise uncontrollable moment. The problem isn't that it doesn't work. The problem is that it works just enough to keep you coming back, and never quite enough to actually address what triggered the state in the first place. The fix doesn't start at the point of purchase. It starts earlier, at the moment you first notice the state. Here's what that looks like in practice. You've had a hard day. You feel the pull toward your phone, toward a tab, towards something. Before you open anything, you name the state out loud or in your head. Not, I want to buy something. What's underneath that? Stressed, lonely, embarrassed, overlooked. The naming does something specific. It activates the prefrontal cortex rather than bypassing it. It's a 3-second intervention that gives you actual choice rather than automatic behavior. You might still buy something after, but it'll be a decision rather than a reflex. There's an opposite expression worth naming. Some people, when emotionally activated, don't spend, they freeze. They shut down purchasing entirely, return things they already bought, feel guilt about spending on necessities. The emotional volatility runs in the same direction, but the response is restriction rather than release. Same nervous system, different learned pattern. The freeze pattern tends to produce a different kind of financial damage, missed opportunities, underinvestment in things that actually matter, a chronic sense of scarcity that isn't accurate. Both patterns are the emotion running the account. The goal in either case is the same: the 3-second pause before the reflex fires. The question isn't whether your emotions affect your spending. They do. Everyone's do. The question is whether you're aware of it while it's happening. Awareness doesn't eliminate the behavior automatically, but it's the only point at which a different choice becomes available. Without it, the loop just continues. Subscribe if this is useful. The free Wealth Leak Audit identifies your specific emotional spending triggers. gumroad.com/l/leak-audit in the description and pinned comment. New video every Wednesday.